And this was the kicker too. About 2-3 years later, I'm still salty about it because I'm still mad because a lot of people got told, that I missed the countdown at midnight. But then I'm like, yeah, you know what? It's probably not that whatever. So I go to 1933 to DJ a regular club night, and I get there early to set up. And this waitress walks in, really pretty little gal, and I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? She's like, hi, who are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm DJ Countdown. And I kid you not, she's all, oh, you're the DJ that missed the countdown at midnight. And I'm like, oh my God. And you know what? I was all, yeah, that's me. I'm DJ Countdown. That's it.
Yeah.
And I just, oh well, owned it, gotta love it. And then even to this day, damn DJ Nikki will message me on New Year's Eve and tell me to not miss the countdown at midnight. I'm just like, oh, I wait for it all the time. Like, wait, it's gonna come at some point. He's like, hey, countdown, don't miss it at midnight. I'm like, all right, bro, thank you. So yeah, that's countdown in a nutshell.
That's what's up. That's a little funny story for y'all, But hey, that's how you got your name, and it's stuck. You know what I mean? Like, it's something that a lot of people now know. You know what I mean?
My kids laugh at me. I'll be at the grocery store, and then I'll have someone yelling, countdown, countdown. And, and like, they don't even know my real, like, a lot of people, because I'm in the club a lot of whatever. And, and so there's people that don't know my real name. And then my kids are like, why is this guy yelling countdown? Like, cause DJ, I'm like, oh, whatever, guys. And then they give me a hard time about it too, but it's funny. It's like, we can't go anywhere, Dad, without somebody. Well, Bakersfield ain't that big of a town though. And I've been here, born and raised in the scene for years. So, I love it. It's like the whole city is like Cheers, R.I.P. Norn. And I feel like that anywhere I go, it's like there's someone there I'm gonna know. They're gonna know my name, And so and that's a good comforting feeling, and it feels good to be, which goes back to the Monday Night Showcase and all that with the local community, working, all that. That's why I feel I want to give back and do more, with my name and all that too. So.
All right, so we're going to transition into a little bit of your background, because that's the background of how you got into DJing and how you got the name. But give everybody a little bit of background on basically who you are, where you come from, and, this your hometown, correct?
Yeah. So, hometown. Yeah. Class of 96, South High Rebels, right here in Bakersfield. So, my boy here, we're both.
Yeah, South High Rebels, you know that. So, South High,
Been here my whole life. Moved away for a couple years to Oxnard with you. Actually, me and this guy right here were roommates out in the late '90s out in Oxnard, and but initially, I was an IT guy. That's where my career started off. I worked for Budweiser, Atari. When we moved out to Oxnard, we were going to I.T.T. and whatnot. I.T.T. didn't do much for me, but it got me out of Bakersfield. It got me exposed. I met a lot of amazing people. Was working out in Thousand Oaks and learned a lot with IT, which really helps me now on the DJ side because there's so much IT stuff to it.
Yeah.
So that's always been a good thing. I'm a dad. I got 5 kids, and 2 of them already married and have their kids and on doing their thing. And I got one. My youngest is gonna be 7.
Okay.
Yeah, and little Anthony, God, 7, but this guy's a beast. Big old kid. He's gonna be tall like me. So family's huge. Almost every weekend we're barbecuing at mom and dad's. One day or another, and I'm always trying to spend time with my kids and whatnot, and just staying busy. Want to just do more. Been on the radio for the last few years, so I'm really hoping that that's gonna grow into something even bigger.
Yeah.
Started to do podcasts and streaming. So what I want to do with that is I'll stream in the morning by radio set when I record for the evening, and then when I'm doing a DJ spot or somewhere I'm DJing and anything like that, I can stream it, and then I'll have like certain nights where I can do like requests or do like old school night, stuff like that. So I want to do more things, and then see where it takes me. Really, I love my job. I love what I'm doing. I work all week long. I do a lot of venues here in Bakersfield, Lake Isabella, all up in the South Valley. So it's pretty cool. I get to do a job that I love, and then I'm just hoping that there's not a ceiling. Like right now there's a ceiling. Like I feel like I've gotten to a certain point, and I have to just keep like treading, and at some point you're just gonna hit that one firm patch, and just next thing you know, I'll be out the water running. So that's where I'm at right now, But at the same time, working with all these different artists, I make enough, that I can be comfortable. I'm not, filthy rich, but I eat good. I do things with my family. We're good. But I think that like I'm at a point where it's gonna just the seeds have been planted.
Yeah, and it's just gonna pop.
It's ready to harvest. Bring in the harvest, brother. Yeah,
I feel it. So I'm gonna give you a chance to give your social media and everything where everybody can find you, and let them know where you do your podcasting and your streaming at too. But going back to the question we were just answering, give them a little bit about your elementary and junior high years.
Woo-wees. Elementary was fun. I went to Pauley.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly Pauley. And I was there with O.C. Wyatt and Harvey Rogers and and A.C. Boone and
all the South High greats, South High legends.
That was some good times. I remember that as a kid. I had a lot of fun there. I remember my 6th grade, so I was a little travieso, man. Oof. Talk smacker.
Yeah.
Mrs. Lartique, I think was the lady's name. She was mean though. So, anyways, I get in trouble. I'm not supposed to go to Camp Keep. I remember those Camp Keep.
Yeah.
And so I'm in trouble, and they're like glad to tell me because they're mad at me. I was a little dick, and they're like, you can't go to Camp Keep this year. I'm just like, okay, well, there it is, whatever, right? What can you do? Well, then we moved over to Rexland Acres, and I was going to Fairview Elementary, and it was like the last quarter of my 6th grade year.
Okay.
So we go over there. And they asked me, the school, and they're like, were you supposed to be going to Camp Keep? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no, of course not. Hell yeah. I said, yeah. And they're like, oh, okay, great. Click. Off I go to Camp Keep. I wish the bus could have drove by their school as we were going to Camp Keep. That would have been like my dream. I went there, went to Fairview for just a bit, lived there. Went to Stockdale High and South High for my high school years, and my big thing for me was Taekwondo, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I was really just a punk, and back, the clown of the class, and just always talking shit and whatnot. I was smart, I just was just being stupid, trying to be funny. And my freshman year was terrible. I got like a .08 or .8. GPA, and it wasn't a DUI, it was a GPA. And I remember I went to Stockdale like my first semester, and then I went to South.
Okay.
So I go to South, and I'm doing just as bad. I'm ditching like 40, 50 per period each quarter or something crazy, right? And but at the time, maybe they didn't have the STEP program. They had this program called STEPS. And if you went ditching and once they had the STEPS program, you were gone. You'd be out to Vista West or Vista P or something. But before that was my freshman year. You could get like, and the teachers loved us. The ladies up at the front, Miss Price, and who else? There was a few other ones but they always would take care of us. And so I had like dozens of cuts, and they just put it underneath like one warning. But that wasn't really helping me, So I was just messing up. Come my sophomore year, I get into Taekwondo, and my mom and dad foster parented since I was in junior high, and so the kids got a program where they got to be in it, and my mom was like, would you like to do it? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Let me go for it. And I was, scrappy, skinny, not that tall yet, and then I got a good boost over my freshman and sophomore year. I got a 4 or 5 inch, just bing. So I get into Taekwondo, and I just fall in love with it. I mean, I just absolutely fall in love with it. I get in there, and I'm just going for it. We started doing tournaments. My mom and dad are taking me places. I ended up doing I was 30-2 when I was all said and done. I won 2 national championships. There was a black belt tournament here at the convention center back then. And I can't remember what it was called. Not the convention center, but what was it called? Anyway, but it was black belts, North versus South, and I was on the North team. And I won. This was right before we moved out to I.T.T for I.T.T.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, my first wife was there, and she was pregnant with Faith.
Okay.
Yeah, So Ashley, yeah. So I did that, and honestly, I don't know what it was. Just like a